Hey guys, it is time for another episode of Thoughts from the Man Cave. This was going to be episode number 8. I know you guys are used to seeing me in some sort of a jersey and a backwards hat. Well, tonight I felt like going with the Hawaiian shirt theme because it's my anniversary today, 10 years married to my lovely wife, and this is my wedding shirt that I'm wearing, and as you can see, it still fits. So I'm pretty proud of that. Um, Been thinking about talking to you guys about this topic for a while, but just wasn't quite sure exactly how to say it and how it would come out because it is a pretty tough topic for a lot of people to deal with. In my experience, mainly women have a little bit more of an issue with this, but there are some guys too. So I hope that what I have to say in episode number 8 is going to help you guys and gals a little bit. Feel free to leave me some feedback, whether it does help, whether you don't understand, whether things need to change, anything like that. But I did want to talk to you about what I consider to be a very important topic. So here we go. Topic is that really, as people, we determine how other people treat us. Now, this is kind of a hard concept to think about sometimes because maybe the first time, if somebody treats us bad, we really didn't deserve it. We don't know this person. They might be having a bad day, and so they just take it out on us. It's kind of one of those things like, fool me once, shame on you. But what I really want to focus on is the going forward piece of that. Fool me twice, shame on me. If we stop and think about it, we really do allow people to treat us in a certain way. And what I mean by that is if somebody treats you bad and you let that happen, then you are in some ways just as guilty as the person that has made the bad decision. So we do allow people to negatively impact our lives and positively impact our lives by the way that they treat us. But I really hope that you guys decide in your lives that you don't need negative energy around. You don't need negative people around. You don't need to be talked down to. So just wanted to talk to you about a couple things, and I know it's something that I'm trying to change my focus on and just only surround myself with positive people. And I'm also trying to be a more positive person and a better role model to especially my wife, my family, my friends. A lot of them know they can always reach out to me, and they reach out to me because I'm the guy that basically just says, hey, look, this is how it is. Could I curtail some of that and, based on who I'm talking to, take their feelings into account more? Yeah, I'm sure that I could, but I sometimes don't because I feel like when someone asks me something, this is God's message that is coming out to you. Not saying that I'm a supernatural human being or anything like that, but I always have kind of had a knack to be able to say things that people needed to hear, most of the time in a way that, it makes them think. It sometimes hurts their feelings a little bit, but I think in the end they always know that it's coming from a place of love. And so, just keep in mind, you determine how other people treat you. You also determine how you're spoken to. When you let someone speak to you in a bad tone of voice, using derogatory language, that second time, truthfully, that's kind of on us as human beings. Hey, whether I'm clouded by judgment because I like this person, because I want them to like me, because I need everyone to want to be my friend, to respect me, things like that. Please, if there's a way you can figure out how to do it, guys, put that thought out of your head. You were not made, you were not put on this earth to have everyone love you, love being around you, always want to include you, things like that. I know it's hard because when you sit and think about the fact that there are people that just, no matter what you do, they don't like you, they don't care for you. That's not on you. That's on them. And that's the thought process that I try to have and try to teach when people ask me questions is, hey, if you've done everything you can for this person and they still are using you, they're not including you, you don't need that in your life. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. That's a quote that comes from Eleanor Roosevelt. I'm not sure which president she was married to, but I know she was married to one of them. I don't have any notes here in front of me. I just kind of do this off the top of my head, really. But that's a great point. You can't change the way I, I can't change the way that you feel about me. That's something that you have to be willing to do. And you also have to be willing to accept the fact that not everybody is going to always like you. And that's got to be okay. No one deserves to be in a relationship that the other person belittles them all the time, that they call them stupid, they call them fat, they call them ugly, or they may not come out and say those words, but that may be what they're inferring by their actions, by their attitudes. And I have been guilty of that in my past before. Just kind of the way you look at somebody, you scoff, whatever it is that you do, you belittle another person. And I think as humans, we know that that does not feel good, but sometimes we take it out on people that we shouldn't be taking it out on our spouses, our wives, our husbands, our kids, because you're my family, you have to love me. And while that may be true in theory, nobody should have those things taken out on them. And when people do that, it's not about you, it's about the other person. And this is a big learning curve for me as well, so that's why I'm excited to share this with you guys, because I've not always been, I'm not perfect, and I've not always been a person who thought before I spoke. You want the truth, here it is. Well, there's something to be said for that, but like I said earlier, there's also something to be said for, hey, take a breath and know who your audience is and deliver your message in that way. Don't allow yourself to be undermined at all. Don't let people walk all over you. If the opinions that you have, no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, no matter how long you've been in a relationship, no matter what, your opinions are valid because they're your opinions. And if someone does care about you, they're going to respect that, and they're going to just go ahead and let you be you, let you learn, help you grow. Those are the type of people that you want to have in your life. I want to take just a second now and tell you how, in my opinion, you go ahead and you do these things. So give me just a second, guys. Okay. So one way that I think that we all can make sure that things go better in our lives is we need to show our hearts to people. Don't be someone who just walks around with a chip on your shoulder because you're angry at the world, right? We need to show our hearts, but when you show your heart, make sure also that you guard it. Don't let just anybody in. Make sure you know the people that you're letting into your lives and into your hearts. Make sure that they're good people, and then good things will come from that. A second thing that we want to do is we want to know what you want, know what we want, and know what we deserve. When you know what you want, when God puts a desire on your heart, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's a car, whether it's whatever it is, you know what you want, and do what you need to do to deserve that, whether it's be more steadfast in prayer, reach out to different people who have different ideas, things like that. Counseling is always something that I think could be a good idea. If you're just not sure how to get there, but like, this is not going away, that God has put this on my heart and it's what I need, it's what I want. And if God has put that on your heart, then he's just going to keep bringing it back up and bringing it back up and bringing it back up. And so know that you deserve that and know how to get it, put together a plan. The last thing, guys, really is don't settle. Don't just believe that someone has your best interest at heart. Make them show you. Make them earn your trust. Don't just freely give your trust to anybody, because when you do things like that, you could wind up being very badly burned, and that's very hard to recover from. I know I have a lot of friends that just are the nicest people in the world, and because of that, sometimes they do get walked on, And that's where I think the danger is, guys, is just making sure that you know your worth. You know what you're going after, and don't settle. That's the key. Don't ever settle. That's really all I have, guys, for now. For those of you that are watching, thank you. I appreciate it. Subscribe, tell your friends, share this on Facebook, whatever it is you got to do. But I hope that this message finds you well, and I hope that you take this and use it to your advantage and understand that no one needs to live life defeated or feeling like they're less than. Thanks, guys.